team, and I'm the evaluator of Cristiano's speech. And I think the original setting point, the setting of your speech is like, Cristiano is like, he played as a journalist. He just tried to report what happens in North Korea. So, to examine whether Cristiano is a good journalist or bad journalist, I have a checklist of journalists. So let's see whether Cristiano is qualified for being a journalist. So the first point in this checklist is a journey will always begin with questions, right? And in Cristiano's speech today, there's a questions that he raised in the very beginning of his speech. Do you remember what the question is? Oh, maybe not. But that is a suggestion for you, because you really, there's a question, but you didn't speak it very clearly. And the question is, we all know that there's a lot of drawbacks in the autocratic systems, like in the North Korea. So are there any good points in North Korea? And that's your question, right? But the pity is that you didn't speak it in a very clear way. So for the first point, the checklist, well, let's make it blank. Okay. And the second point of the checklist is a journalist has to report the story as objective as possible. And we all know that in Cristiano's speech, he told us a lot of things in Korea, in South and North Korea. But is that objective? Well, I think I have a suggestion for you, because when you are telling some things, telling the fact, and I think some part of your speech, you kind of make it a little bit hilarious. I know you didn't mean to do so, but for the audience, you might think that, well, it's kind of making fun of those people, like the part of you imitate the children in North Korea, how they sing. And people may laugh at those children. So I don't think that's appropriate for being a journalist to do so. I mean, maybe that's a suggestion, but most of your speech, yes, I think you report the story, what you have seen in North Korea, very objective, in a very objective way. And the third point, I think is the most important point of being a journalist, is I think the essential nature of being a journalist is not just to report the fact of something, or you just be the machine, you record it on camera or something. I think you have to have some kind of spirit of being a journalist. And I think Cristiano is a speaker with a humanitarian mind. At the end of his speech, he almost burst into tears on the stage. And I think that is a very beautiful part of your speech. You just show the empathy to those people in the North Korea, to understand their situations and to put yourself in their shoes. And I think that's a very beautiful part of your speech. And back to GD.